Kik Hernandez got the start at first base today and changed this game in the second inning with one swing of the bat. Kik, could you feel the momentum change? Because Bubic isn't just another lefty.
I've faced him twice before. I haven't faced him in like 3 years, but he's having a great year. He's got really good stuff, and I don't know. He made a really good pitch, and that's where I'm at. I hit homers on pitches below the zone, I guess.
Yeah. And you do your job wherever they ask you to do it. You were a big part of this road trip where you guys won 5 games. How big is it to keep this thing rolling on the road?
Yeah, I mean, it's huge. You know, when you play teams like the Rockies, you got to take advantage of that. And then these Kansas City Royals, I think they have a really good team. They're just, you know, a little bit of underperforming this year, but you still got to respect them because they still have a really talented team, good pitching, and you know, being able to get 2 out of 3 here and sweeping Colorado was huge, and much needed day off tomorrow.
All right, Kike, thanks a lot. We'll see you back on the plane in LA.
Okay.
Dave Robleski again, really good for you guys today. What's been the biggest change in him the last 3 or 4 outings?
It's been 4 or 5, I think. I think that he's just, you know, coming out of the pen, I think he's done a nice job of being on the attack from pitch 1. I think that he is in the strike zone, commanding all of his pitches. I think he's got a nice rhythm. Feels like hitters are on their heels. The fastball certainly is playing up, and he's been efficient with his pitches. And today, to give us 6 innings was huge. And you know, to save Tanner Scott and some other guys in the pen was big. And yeah, he's just continuing to grow.
There were some that were concerned that your team might let down on this road trip. You win 5 games, and it feels like you're starting to open up a lead in this division.
Yeah, I just think that, you know, regardless of opponent, you know, we just focus on playing good baseball, and I think that's what we've done for quite some time. And so yeah, it's kind of what we do. You know, today we opened with Trevino, and I really thought that you know, Pasquatch at bat, that he got him to pop up in that situation at bat, you know, kind of weathered a flare from India, only gave up 1 run that first inning. And to get Salvi on that punch was huge. To start that game being down 1-0 as opposed to 2-0, and then, you know, Robo takes it from there. And I think that, you know, those first 4 innings from our guy off Bubic, that's as good of team at bats as you're going to see against a really good pitcher. And so for us to get him out after 5, build the pitch count up, Kike obviously with a big homer, but it started with Shohei's at bat, Andy's at bat, Rojas is at bat, and then obviously ended with Kike. But I thought, you know, for the first 4 innings, 2 times 2, we did a great job today.
What happened with Rojas? Did he dislocate his finger?
We're going to get an X-ray. Not sure yet, but fortunately, it was the left hand, the non-throwing hand, and it was, I think, the ring finger.
How much has Justin just kind of changed, you know, where he's at and your guys' plans long-term with what he's done this month?
He's changed a lot. We've always valued him and thought a lot of him as far as talent, but right now he's getting major league hitters out. I think he's understanding, you know, command matters, conviction of pitches, sequencing, and all that stuff. He's showing consistently he's getting good major league hitters out. So it's good to see his growth, and, you know, in the spirit of getting opportunities while earning them, he's doing that.
With how many injuries his pitching staff has had, how important has he been to this team?
He's been fantastic. You know, to have some veteran guys, obviously, that we do have, certainly on the pitching side, a lot of guys on the IL, but to have some other young guys to have runway and take advantage of it and kind of entrench themselves on a major league roster is good for everyone. But yeah, Justin's confidence is at an all-time high, and he's a confident young man already.
How important is the change in the fastball? Because that seemed to be last year what got him in trouble.
You know, I think that, and he'll be the first to say it, that he cleaned up the delivery with the guys in the PD, and you know, there's not the 92s and 93s, 94s. It's 4 to 7. There's some 8s in there, and he's getting the swing and miss. And you can see, you know, Bobby Witt's one of the best hitters in the game, and for him to beat him with the fastball, he wasn't doing that last year. And so now when you can get guys kind of really thinking about the fastball, cheating to the fastball, it opens up some other things. And so the delivery, the confidence, the execution, all that stuff.
How good was it to see Kik hit a home run off the lefty?
It was good. You know, he's on this roster because obviously he's a heck of a baseball player. I trust him anywhere on the diamond. And for him to, you know, yesterday against Long, I think it was, gets a base hit. And then today, homers off a lefty. It's great. It's good for his confidence. It makes the roster make more sense. And it's just good to see him kind of get rewarded. And even that last one, that last at bat against Long, almost homered. So Kike, Migiro, I thought they're taking some nice bats, had good days.
Did he jam his finger on the bag? Or was
He jammed it on the back, yeah.
Justin, what was the biggest key for today? Was it doing what you've been doing as far as getting ahead early in counts?
Yeah, I think that's always going to be the focus. Every time I'm going out there, it's just like treat it like the first inning. Let's get ahead of the first guy, get the first guy out, and just kind of trying to keep it simple that way. And that's just kind of been my blueprint for the past month, and just kind of going to keep rolling with it.
What's changed in the last month? Is it just as simple as getting ahead, or is there more to it?
I think just, you know, unfortunately having that bad one in Washington, you know, honestly kind of, I think, set me back in a good way to where I had to go down, make a few adjustments, and then, you know, since I made those adjustments, everything's kind of synced up a little bit better as far as timing and just kind of, you know, going back to being myself, you know, as, you know, I guess not from those adjustments, just kind of like mentality-wise, just kind of, you know, being like, all right, we're going to make these changes, and then it's just like, let's go do what you're good at, and I think I've done a good job of that this month.
How have you been able to carry those adjustments into the game and be as effective as you've been?
Yeah, I think, you know, luckily, you know, God blessed me with athleticism, and kind of the ability to, I guess, make these adjustments has been, I guess, a little easier for me than it would be for some guys, but at the end of the day, it's just, you know, they're very small. It's not anything crazy. And yeah, it's just kind of keeping them in mind, and I don't really have to think about them that much anymore, so it's been great.
How long ago does that Washington start feel now, especially when you just look back at, like, you know, this month and how different you've been pitching since then?
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously it feels like it was 3 years ago, but, you know, I was joking with Frasso on AAA the other day, like, man, we went to Japan, but that feels like it was 2 years ago, so it's funny how that happens. But, yeah, it feels like it was a while ago, but, you know, end of the day, I think learning from it is the most important thing, and I think I've done a good job of it.
How big is it to get 5 wins on this road trip?
Yeah, it's a good trip, you know. Sweeping to Colorado, getting 2 wins here, you know, took care of business.
How have you noticed the change in Robleski and just what he's doing differently?
Yeah, you know, he's getting ahead of hitters. You know, he's attacking the zone. He's not falling behind. He's controlling counts. You know, getting weak contact early and getting 2 strikes, putting guys away. You know, that's what good pitching is. So, you know, it's good to see from him. You know, continue to see him develop and get better.
Did it surprise you when he came back up and was throwing 97, 98, 99, and just how much different does that make him as a pitcher when he's doing that?
No, I mean, we've done that to him. So, yeah, I mean, obviously velo helps. But when you're controlling the zone and controlling counts, it really helps.
Dave's talked about with you, just to him, it seems like you just physically are in a better spot this year. I mean, has that been a big part of just the success you've had at the plate, is not having the little nagging things that you did the last couple of years?
Yeah, I think so. You know, I feel good at the plate. The swing feels good. Healthy, feeling good, you know, physically. So, yeah, a lot of things are adding up right now. So just trying to, you know, keep that going.
This is a big ballpark to hit a home run here. It takes a lot. Did you think when you hit yours it was going to have enough?
Yeah, I knew I hit it pretty good. But yeah, you never know here at Kansas City, so luckily it got out.
How's your left hand feeling?
Yeah, I'm kind of sore. Got attacked, and I didn't know if I jammed it with the back or it was attacked that it was on my finger. So it was pretty sore. It was falling up on me after that inning, and felt like I should have being smart and kind of take care of it and put some ice on it and trying to calm the inflammation and maybe not get another at bat and make it worse. That's why I came out of the game.
Eric Harrow said right away he thought you dislocated it. Do you think you may have dislocated it?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking, because I had the same play and I dislocated and I broke it and fractured the other finger in 2022. So I was thinking about those lines, and I'm glad that he wasn't dislocated. It was just a really bad jam, and I think I escaped a bad situation there.
You had another great game, not only offensively, but that catch that you made with your back to the plate. I mean, how good do you feel right now?
Yeah, when you watch a game and you see those balls landing there the first couple of days, you know, like you're always going to be ready for it. It was in the back of my head. If they hit a fly ball over there, I'm just going to go and trying to catch it and not letting Teo get there. So that was the situation. The guy was kind of like staying inside the ball and trying to hit the ball to right field the whole game, and I got the opportunity to catch that one, and I mean, it feels good to have another game that I can contribute.
This is another game on this road trip that you played a big part in the win. For you guys to have 5 wins on this road trip, how big is that?
Yeah, to close the month in a good note. I feel like the beginning of the month we didn't play that well, but I told the guys the way that we finished the road trip and the month, it was really impressive. Let's keep doing the same thing. Enjoy the off day tomorrow and come back to Dodger Stadium and play another good month of July.
Glad you're okay.
Thank you.